Hello. Hey everybody. Welcome to Sprints. I need them. I'm doing really well this month, don't get me wrong, but this week has not been the best for reading yet because I was away in the Netherlands all weekend, and so I didn't do any reading there because I was with my friends. Then on Tuesday, I was going to have a massive reading day. I did get quite some pages in, but mainly because of a manga. And then I haven't been reading a ton since. I've been more in like a movie mode. And like right before sprints, I finally watched the first episode of the third season of Stranger Things. But we're going to get some reading done because the book that is mentioned in my description here, Kushil Scion, is a book that I was hoping to finish last Friday. But hello, who's here? Hey Larissa. Hello, Ewald. How are you doing? And what are you guys reading? I'm reading a few things at the same time at this point in time. So I've got Kushil Science still going on. I've got Days at the Morisaki Bookshop, which I started on Tuesday but wasn't able to finish then. And then I started Ship of Destiny by Robin Hobb as well. So yeah, reading a ton of stuff at the same time, but I would like to be done with Kushil Sign at some point this week, just because it's been slowly building throughout the entire month, I think. Hello, Chadia. Hello, Sam writes. I've been in series mode. Nice. Yeah, I finally watched like Enola Holmes yesterday, and now I'm slightly obsessed with it. I've already rewatched quite a few scenes from it as well. So, rather than actually productively reading something that I need to be reading, I'm just rewatching scenes from movies that I've already watched. So, yeah, that is something that I tend to do. It's like comfort watching to some extent. I also like watched a few like reaction videos to it in order to not rewatch the movie, but yeah, that's like the hyper focus that I'm currently in, I guess. But yeah, I'm hoping to get some progress done in Kushil Scion, though it's like a slow read for me, so I don't know how much further I'm going to get into it. I am about 80% in, I think, so I should be able to finish it by the end of this week, but I need to kind of then make it my priority again, and it hasn't really been my priority all week, so hopefully that is gonna turn around and it's gonna become my priority again. Um, but yeah. Oh, something popped up. I'm in the middle of a few books, but I'm working on revamping my TBR game, so I'm also working on that. Nice. Um, like just the same game and like changing some of the rules or things like that, or you're thinking of an entirely new game. I listened to 3 horror short stories before and after work, and now I'm going to continue with the Trader Baru Cormorants. Nice. I also liked Enola and her brother Super Sherlock of Rivia. I mean, before watching The Witcher, I did not like Henry Cavill at all, because like I only did I know him from somewhere, or did I just like base my opinion on his Superman look? But he always looked so polished, so rigid. But then I watched The Witcher and I was like, yeah, I like Geralt. But I also like him in Sherlock. I don't know whether I would like him in Superman. And I saw like on his IMDb page, which yes, I visited yesterday in hopes of seeing any news about Enola Holmes 3. But I saw that he's going to be the main character in the movie adaptation of the Rosie Project, which I don't know if whether anybody has read the Rosie Project, but I'm like, what? This confuses me. Sam, okay, perfect. Hello, hey Barbara, how is everybody? I'm going to be reading One Dark Window. I have 200 pages left and want to finish it today. Wish me luck. Good luck. I saw it like it was, you were also reading it in your vlog, right? I haven't watched it yet, but it was on like the thumbnail, right? I want to finish my chapter of the matship and then I will continue A Time of Dread. Also impatiently waiting for my food and I need to do the laundry. Yeah, I'm so behind on those things because originally I was going to read Ship of Destiny in, I want to say June now, but now I'm actually not sure whether I was supposed to read it in June or in July. I think it was June, right? So that's why I'm behind. And then I was also supposed to read the third book in the first law series then, which I didn't do, so I also still need to read. But I don't think I'm gonna continue with that. I haven't been enjoying that too much, but I am really enjoying Live Ship. Hello, Yolene. I'm going to continue in The Weaver and the Witch Queen. How are you enjoying it so far? Is it living up to the expectations? Because you'd read the other book by this author, right? His Superman isn't good, but still his Sherlock and Geralt are great. Yeah. Same game, it's based on tarot, but I'm adding in some regular playing cards as extra when I pull a certain card. I would have to pull a playing card as well. Okay, nice. It's nice to come up with like from time to time you might wanna like what's the word that I'm using here? Like freshen things up is not the word that I'm looking for, but just to keep it interesting for yourself as well, to just like have some extra new elements added onto it. Because especially if you've been playing it for a while, after a while, it might become a little bit like same old, so same old, and so it's nice to stir things up. Then, yes, started in the last vlog. Nice. Hello, Natalie. Yes, I did. So far, so good. I'm really enjoying the story. I hope it continues that way. And is Kushiel's avatar next? No pressure, by the way. I am reading now on screen Kushiel's Scion. So this was supposed to be something that I was going to read in July, but in July I kind of gave myself complete mood reading like choices for Game Nightathon. So I did read the first 300 of these at the end of Game Nightathon, but yeah, I've been slowly chipping further and further away at it, but I still need to actually finish it. I was hoping to kind of have like a nice reading session last Thursday and Friday, but then on Thursday I was really not feeling it, so I also canceled sprints. I was kind of to some extent thinking of pushing myself because I was like, you need to finish this book. But then I was also like, there's no real reason for me to finish this book at this point in time. But so now I'm really feeling that need for finishing this book because it's been so long since I started it. I feel like exactly trying to keep it fresh. Yeah. I finished the first Law trilogy and the Realm of the Elderlings. Don't have to catch up on those. Nice, the entire Realm of the Elderlings. Like Realm of the Elderlings, I'm not following a schedule. I'm not following a read along or anything like that. So that is just my own pace. So I had kind of set myself a pace of like 2 months for each book. And so by that count, it should have been done at the end of June, basically. But I like that is a totally arbitrary pace that I'm going at with that. But at this point in time, I'm enjoying myself so much being back in this world that I'm like, I want to continue straight after. But then I'm like, yeah, but I'm returning to Fitz, and I actually love the Live Ship Trader series more than I love Fitz. 30% into Kushiel's Avatar. I'm really enjoying it, but I'm a snail with these tomes. I mean, you're about at the point where like everything shifts again, which I don't feel like that happens with Kushiel's Scion. Like with the first trilogy, it was always like 30 or 40% into the book. You had like this major shift in the storyline. And here, there is a shift, but it didn't feel as abrupt or disruptive, I guess, as it did in the other series. And I guess it would have been better for my reading pace if there was a shift like that, because I was always flying through from that point onwards. I just cleaned a lot, including deep cleaning all the floors, so I'll need a shower before doing something else. I should clean, but I am not doing. I'm currently reading The Offing. Never heard of that. Physically, and I'm listening to Our Wives Under the Sea. Yeah, Our Wives Under the Sea. I also listened to Strange One. Not entirely sure of my opinion about that. Well, what about returning to The Fool and Night Eyes? Sure, as long as I don't do a ton of walking in the next book, then I'm fine. I don't think First Law will be for me. I tried a few times and gave up too many other books calling for me. Yeah, and like I don't dislike it. It's just that it doesn't interest me enough. There's not enough of a push through the story. There are certain characters that I enjoy. And like it's not a chore to continue listening to it because I have been listening to it. I don't know whether physically I would have gotten through it, but yeah, it is just indeed there's so many other things that are calling to me, and this one just doesn't really appeal all that much when I'm reading it. But so, time for our first sprint. I will speak to you in 40 minutes. Hello. How did that all treat you guys? I think I got some 4% or something done. I'm also reading that at like a super big fonts. Though I sometimes feel like the font switches on me. Like I had it bigger, I feel like, and now it's gone back to a little bit smaller. But yeah, any trick you need to get to a feeling of making progress, I guess. Um, but I also made myself some tea because I was feeling myself just like falling asleep during that sprint as well a little bit. And I preferably do not fall asleep right in front of you guys. But yeah, I made myself some cherry and chili tea. So it's not even tea that actually is going to keep me awake, but hopefully it will still have some sort of an impact. I think I was here. I like the first Law books, but I kept picturing Logan and Bias as Wolverine and Professor X. I definitely get the Wolverine part just because of the name, of course, as well, but also just like the character in general to some extent. But then, like the Bias thing, like he's like very much like, I don't know, more rude, I feel like, compared to Professor X. The narrator for First Law is amazing. I don't think I've noticed him that much, but like, are there multiple narrators because of the multiple POVs? Right? Yes, right? Or, but it's definitely not one that has blown me away, but it's also not one that I've disliked. Fashionably late and not quite ready for a sprint yet, but I will be there later. Well, always welcome. I may be very, very late, but I'm finishing the last book of Game Night at Dawn, 30 pages to go. Nice. And got a surprise call from my boss if I could work tomorrow, so alarm goes in about 7 hours. Couple of sprints are fine. Already slept 12ish hours today. I mean, I'm hoping you like the fact of now unexpectedly having to work tomorrow. It's gonna be in more bank in the buck, so that's nice, of course. But yeah, like if it takes away from your work-life balance, then it also might not be that nice. You were talking about Henry Cavill. Have you watched The Man from U.N.C.L.E.? I liked that movie when it came out. No, I don't think, like, I really don't know whether I've seen something by Henry Cavill before I saw The Witcher. And I should probably also indicate that I haven't watched the new season of The Witcher yet. Um, I don't know whether I will in the end. I guess I will, right? Like, would be stupid not to. But let me actually look up at this guy's resume. Have I seen something by this guy? What is he most known for? Like the most known thing is like Man of Steel, Justice League, Batman versus Superman, but that's all in his Batman role. Watch none of that. Mission Impossible Fallout. Nope. Don't even I don't think I ever even sat down to watch an entire Mission Impossible movie, so no. At the Tudors. I know him from the Tudors. Yes, I have seen the Tudors. I always keep forgetting that he's in that Stardust. Tristan is old. I guess he just played like the best friend in a lot of movies or what's. Midsummer Murders. I mean, I might have seen that, but kind of Monte Cristo definitely didn't see that. So yeah, I've seen it in a few things, but like in not a primary role. But I think I liked him in the Tudors. It's like the brother of somebody there, right? Sorry, I didn't say hey, no worries before, but most Thursdays I come to my dad's house so I can still be with my dogs for the weekend. Understandable. We gotta treat our little pets to some attention. I had a much needed cold shower and watched the reaction video. It's my like I absolutely adore watching reaction videos. But like I'm like picky in my reaction people, I guess. There are a few people I like watching reactions from. But actually, I only like watching, like, I really love watching reactions from the channel Bad Medicine and then Cinema Therapy. I also really enjoy, but it's not necessarily fully reaction. It's more like analysis to some extent. But then, like, for Bad Medicine, they didn't have an Enola Holmes reaction. I was like, no, I want their reaction. Got a few pages read in Wicca by Scott Cunningham in between work things. Did Duolingo, read 22 pages. Now I'm already doubting. Did I do Duolingo? Was that today? I think so. They're both bald, and Professor X also has a bit of a manipulation streak. Okay, okay. First Law is one right narrator, but he does different voices really well. Yeah, okay. There definitely are those that like he can do it really, really well. Like the narrator who does Cal Cade's work. He like Nick Podell, I think his name is. He's really good with voices. Dilvy Reese, hello, welcome. First time joining, I think. Welcome to this little group. I'm just joining and planning on reading Dead of Night by Simon Scarrow. Really enjoying it so far. Nice. It sounds like a thriller or like a horror. I don't know whether that is a correct assumption. Finished my chapter of the Mad Ship, hung the laundry, and my food just arrived. Oh, perfect. I only watch two reaction channels. They both review queer shows. Ah, nice. Yeah. The ones that I follow are definitely very, very general. They just like do reactions to very widespread stuff. And like with Bad Medicine, I enjoy watching their reaction videos, but I only like watching their reactions to movies. I guess because also like none of the series that they're reacting to, I'm actually up to date with because I'm horrible with series. So both in the book format and the TV show formats, I cannot keep up with series. I ate early today and I'm very hungry now. Might get a snack during next sprints. Yeah, I also got some snacks now. Like I was eating some chocolate covered almonds, but I started out with just some, but I almost ate the entire package, which it's like it had less sugar in it than the normal recipe would have, but it's still not. You're still not supposed to eat an entire package in one go. Read 20-ish pages, hope to get halfway through the book by the end of the day. Nice. I'm already forgetting, right? No, The Witch and the Weaver. That's you. I have two chapters to go in Jenny's Choice by Juliet Harper, the last book in the Lockwood Legacy series. Nice. I haven't heard of that series, I think. It's a bit of a mix. Historical novel mixed with crime and definitely a thriller. Yeah. That is like, I don't know whether that would be for me or not, because the crime element is the part that gives me hesitation. But a thriller, a historical thriller, could be interesting. And like the problem with like crime is that it does sound interesting to some extent. So sometimes I'll read like a synopsis and I'll be like, "Ooh, that sounds interesting. Sounds like a really fun ride." But then every single time that I've read a crime novel, or almost every single time, I'm like, "Nah, this is not for me." So I guess at this point in time, I just give none of them a chance anymore, which also isn't really great because then there might be this odd one out that might work. But of course, yeah, if you have to go through too many that don't work in order to get to that one that works, it's also not really that great. But I have kind of debated to maybe one day do a sort of like vlog in which I try to find the mystery thriller that works for me, or like the detective story that magically works for me. um I did. I was pleasantly surprised by Enola Holmes in that regard because my sister and my brother-in-law and a few other people have already told me like, yeah, Enola Holmes is really good. You need to watch it. And I just always think like, yeah, but I don't like detective stories. Though I did also like the Sherlock Holmes movie that had like Robert Downey Jr. in it. I just like the weirdness of the Sherlock character, I guess. I get scared very easily, so if something is too real, I can't read it. Good thing you're a fantasy reader, which is why I'm not sure if I should read the Haunted House book by Kingfisher. I want to, but haunted houses. I think I'm fine. I don't know whether a book has ever made me unsettled. Like unsettled to some regard, of course, yes, but not to the extent of being like uncomfortable reading it alone at night. I mean, I always read alone at night because I live alone, but like, I don't think a book has ever made me feel that way. Like, I was kind of annoyed at myself during the week because I was watching some reaction videos, and I was watching reaction videos to Jordan Peele movies, so to Get Out and to Nope, but like in the dark in my bedroom around midnight and being like, why are you doing this? You are so gonna be regretting this. But I didn't. I happily can say that I did not have nightmares or stay awake all night as a result of watching reaction videos to horror movies. I don't usually do crime or detective stories too, but enjoyed Enola Holmes. Yeah, I enjoyed the first one definitely a lot. And the second one I still enjoyed, but it was like less because I feel like it has more of that emphasis on the detective story. Like, yeah. Is Nope worth it? I watched Get Out and really liked it. I feel like Get Out is definitely better than Nope, in my opinion. But I definitely also still really enjoyed Nope, and like it definitely had a little bit did it it's been too long to since I watched Get Out to really remember how I felt watching that movie. But with Get Out, I definitely had that sort of like unsettled feeling a lot of the times. And like I want to say like that is because I didn't know what was happening. But with Get Out, I also didn't know what was happening. I feel like I probably didn't know. I'm not entirely sure anymore. But like, yeah, I really enjoyed Nope, but definitely with Nope at the end there are still some questions of like how what happens with one of the storylines in particular, because there's like a storyline you start off the movie in a certain way, then you totally change gears and you're like, what did that have to do with the things? And then you start to see like some link there, but you never really understand what happened in that opening scene basically. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. But there's also a scene that totally freaked me out in that, which, like, yeah, I'm terrible with watching scary things and wondering why I have nightmares. Yeah, I almost never watch scary movies. So I think when I watched Nope, I watched it alone in cinema, and which was really like groundbreaking for me. But I also went to see it at like the 5 a.m. showing, so no, not 5 a.m., 5 p.m. showing, so that when I left the movie theater, it was like wide, like I was wide awake, it was daylight, people were still like walking around, because I was like, yeah, I don't know whether I want to be going home in the dark. But the only, like, I don't think movies often have, like horror movies often have a huge impact on me afterwards. um like they unsettle me and I don't like watching them because I'm like tense up to avoid being scared, I guess. But the one movie is that is an exception to that is Halloween. I could not sleep for a week after watching that because my overactive imagination just kept on like I kept on being in the room and being like, what if he's like standing behind that cupboard right now? What if I suddenly hear him breathing? It's like, stop doing that. I'm not much of a movie watcher, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm getting back into it a little bit. Like I have like a little bit of a challenge with myself to watch 52 movies this year, because I tried to get back into movies last year, and I did watch a lot more movies last year than I watched the year before, for example. But I kind of at some point wanted to make it like a Friday evening sort of ritual to sit down with a movie on Friday evening, and that like happened for a few weeks. But then I would kind of fall off of it, or like I think last year in August, I bought myself a movie ticket every Friday evening so that I made myself go to the cinema every Friday evening. I really enjoyed it, but then again, it also like I don't have the funds. Like I guess I technically have the funds, but I don't think it's like a great investment for me to go to the cinema every single Friday evening. So I didn't do it anymore. And so now it's like it comes and goes. I feel like I had a huge wave in the beginning of the year, and especially around like Oscar times. And then I like fell off again for a little bit, and now I am ahead of track with how many movies I've watched. So that's nice because I used to be like a total like movie watcher. I would watch so many movies, so many series as well, and I don't necessarily need to get back into that, I think, because I don't know, there's not that many movie series that I'm that like excited about to prioritize that. A 5 a.m. show would have been great. Yeah, definitely. Then I would have been like, okay, have the entire day to process this and to like forget it by the time that I go to sleep. But yeah, 5 p.m. was definitely still okay as well. I actually really enjoyed it. I think this was also one of those movies like this one and Everything Everywhere All at Once, because I almost always go to the cinema by myself. But these two were movies in which I was like, I want somebody to talk about when it comes to these movies because they're just like strange, you know? So you kind of want to discuss your opinion about it or what happened afterwards. And so that was like the two examples of me being like, yeah, this is why this is why it sucks to go to the movie alone. But for the most part, I actually really enjoy going alone. But yeah, sometimes you're just like, no, I need to discuss this movie. The what if is something I have all the time. What if I look out the window and somebody's staring in? Stop it, brain. Who needs scary movies when you have thoughts like that popping in your brain? Exactly, and that is the issue. It's not necessarily the movie itself, it's what my brain does with the story afterwards. Watched two movies this year: Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Amongst Thieves, but also the greatest movie ever, Titanic 3. I mean, I love that that's made your selection of two movies of the year so far. Um, because I've definitely seen some questionable stuff as well this year, but I've seen a lot more. But I like that that made your selection. But I do still want to see like Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Amongst Thieves, but I don't think it's on any sort of like platform yet. But what did come on Netflix is the new Batman movie, which I feel like I've looked up like 5 times already on Netflix when it wasn't there, and now it is there. So I might want to watch that as well. I agree, Yolene. With a bike ride in the dark, not to work, but usually on my way home, my brain before sleep is playing a lot of tricks on me. Yeah, our brains, we should just be able to shut them down sometimes, you know? It's not helpful. So at that point in time, I was even like, I don't know whether I developed it then or not, maybe, but I was like sleeping with like without the blinds down. Like I still had my curtains closed, but like here we have like solid blinds. I don't know what it's called, rolluik, but and I would like around that time definitely I was not sleeping with those down because those completely blind your room. So I was keeping those up and only closing my curtains. And there's like a street lights not that far away from my window, so that I would still have lights to some extent in my room at all times. So when I woke up in a panic in the middle of the night, I could see whether there was anybody in there. So that movie did a massive number on me. And even now, if I hear the soundtrack for it, which is very well done, it's an amazing soundtrack. But if I hear that music start up, I'm like, nope, not me. I will go out for a drink with a friend later, so I'll leave during the next sprint. Happy reading, everyone, and thanks. You are welcome, and enjoy that drink. Hope you have a nice drink, but definitely hope you have a nice chatty time with your friends. And Buffy does too, as well. Yeah. Buffy has been quite needy, like for the past week or so. She's like constantly like tripping me up, you know, always like running in front of my feet when I'm moving around. So I don't know what's up, because it's like it would make sense if it had just started like this week, because I went to Utrecht during the weekend. So then it would have just been a typical case of she's missed me and now she needs to reestablish this connection. But it started earlier already, and I'm like, why? Nothing changed in our routine. Why are you all of a sudden so clingy? But yeah, we'll see. I might have to change my morning routine a little bit so that I can stay with the cats a little bit before I go to work. But that is a big commitment, considering I typically snooze until I actually have to leave because I do not like the morning. But we'll see, because tomorrow I should go running. Should have gone running this morning. Did not do it. Tomorrow is actually my swimming day, but I will hopefully go running in the morning as well, because I really need to go running in order to keep up with the schedule. They're spoiled, so need some more cuddle time. Exactly. All right, guys, time for another sprint. See you guys in 40. Welcome back. I am 86% into Kushiel Scion now, so I'll hopefully get to like I don't actually know whether I can get to 90% because I think I only got like 3% done in these sprints, like in this particular sprint, so I'll probably end on like 89% or something like that after the next one. But yeah, I'm struggling with sleep a little bit still, so hopefully I'll still make it through the final sprint later on. Um, I think I was here. Do you swim once a week? I wanted to do it once a week, but I was going to start at the beginning of summer, and the fall booktube videos are already rolling out, so it seems I missed my window. I mean, there's no window of opportunity. I understand it's much nicer to swim in summer, but yeah, it's you can do it at any time. I started in February, I think, because in February I went, or like at the end of January maybe, I went to Canary Islands, and then we had like a hotel with a regular shaped pool, so ideal for like running laps. And it was the first time I'd done that in like I don't know, 7 years maybe or something like that. And then I just remembered how much I actually like swimming. And of course, it was much more difficult when I was back here in Belgium with the cold water of the swimming pool. Um, but I'm trying to do it every week. And my kind of tip there is just like, if you have a swimming pool that's on the way from your workplace to home, then just take your swimming gear with you to work and then go straight after work. Only way that I'm able to do so. On days in which I have the Friday off or there's a bank holiday on Friday, I'm not swimming because I'm not making myself go there. So it's only when I'm actually already like on that route and when I pass by the swimming pool that I'm able to make myself do it. But I really love it. It's just like the hassle around it exists, but if you kind of make it a habit, then that now is less of a struggle for me. I'm not like discouraged by the idea of like having to change and take all that stuff with me. If you ever do the thriller video, I would recommend the Sundown Motel, but it is a bit creepy. Yeah, that one I've seen. I've seen the cover for that one floating around. Joining from Doha, nice. Flying back tomorrow. How is it there? Going to watch a movie now. Enjoy the rest of the sprints. Hope you are enjoying your movie, though I'm also now curious which movie you ended up going for. 3 pages left. Thanks to this sprint, I can finish Game Marathon. Nice. The last book wasn't a favorite, not as bad as the first one. That was terrible, but a 2 star for now. And I know there's a sequel, but I'm not interested to see how it ends. Any of this book was good enough for me. What were you reading? Did you say 29 pages, 137 to go? You've got this, not today, but you'll get there. Switch to So We Meet Again by Susanna Park. Got to 60%. Ate my food while scrolling TikTok. Nice. I'm reading Locklands, just started it, and it is very intense, very much magical warfare. So the first one you're reading then, or no, that's the second one, right? Because I was, is that the name of the series as well, or because Founder Side is the first one, Locklands is then the second one, I guess. For some reason, I also thought it was the name of the series, but I guess I was just confused there. Children of Memory, nice. Just finished my book, congratulations. Yeah, I kind of have the feeling like I haven't finished anything in a while, but that's really not true because I did finish a manga, like start and finish a manga on Tuesday. But I guess once I finish Kushiel Scion, it will be fine. It's just like I don't like having a single book around for that long of a time, because then I kind of get like antsy to some extent. I kind of feel like things aren't really moving as much as they should be. And I guess that's funny considering that I have War and Peace lying around for like the entire year already. But I guess I knew that going into it, so I have less of that feeling with it. Though I really am behind on my daily chapters when it comes to War and Peace, so I should really catch up to that. Okay, the finale. Okay. Heard not so great things about that, but hoping that the finale works better for you. It's very hot. Yeah. Uh, is it all? Isn't it always? I feel like it's always like that it has like more or less a similar climate all the year round, but that might just be like a completely misunderstanding. I flew through Shorefall Rides, book two, within a couple of days after reading Foundry Side for almost 2 weeks. Okay, really? Because like this was a book like the first one, Foundry Side. No, the entire series was a book that I know Sasha was reading with like the read along queens. And I feel like they both, like all of them, really loved Foundry Side and Shorefall. And then the final book was a disappointment for a few of them. But I guess a similar experience to that would be me and like the City of Brass series, like where the first book was like a mixed experience for me. And then the second book really will had me, and then the third book is one that I would like to forget the experience of. Just want to say that, Kitty, didn't you just start Shorefall? Yeah, went quickly apparently. Robocalypse by Daniel H. Wilson. For those interested, Robogenesis is its sequel. It's a diary form of an AI and robots uprising and how around the world humans try to survive or resist to new rulers. Okay. I'm here for meetings, good meetings, and managed to read quite a lot in the evenings and on the plane. That's nice. On the plane, I feel like I'm too restless to kind of read a lot. I kind of feel like on the flight back it's better, but like on the flight there, on the flights to like get the holiday started, I don't tend to be able to read a ton. But that's like the case with holidays in general. I feel like I always imagine it being like a time in which I'm like sitting around with a book all the time, and then in the end, I'm not getting as much reading done as I had planned to. Today, I was actually planning my holiday to Italy because I had to change dates because of my own stupidity. So I had kind of mentally set some dates, but I knew I had to check the dates. So it's not like I had been planned, like I would, this would have come out eventually in any case, but I had really like kind of these dates had become kind of rigid in my mind. It's like this is the perfect time to do it, you know? And then when we were returning from Utrecht, we actually passed by like a stadium, which is a stadium where the World Championships of Gymnastics are going to take place, which I'm going to. And then I saw those dates and I was like, wait, the World Championships of Gymnastics is happening right when I was planning to go to Italy, and I have tickets for the World Championships, so I had to change like my mental dates around, which for some reason was a whole debate amongst myself about whether I was going to move them forward or move them back. But so yeah, I've been kind of looking into planning my Italy trip now, and I am probably going to use that as an excuse to try and read as many like Italian authors as possible. But who knows, that might end up just being like two books because of the fact that I am putting a ton of stuff into 16 days in the end. I couldn't fit it into 14 days. And a lot of moving around, a lot of, I think I go to like 6 places over 16 days, I guess. Using public transportation to move around between things. So yeah, how much reading I'm actually gonna get done, I don't know. I also enjoyed book two of Dave Abed the most, so maybe that will happen again with Founders. So we'll see. 7 to 8 different POVs, one from. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what that one from with. Wait. So one definitely with an AI, but you're saying IA, that's intentional, I guess. Is that different than an AI? One of the new robots who are not affected by the IA and are their own beings. Countries mentioned are Afghanistan, USA, UK, Japan, and Russia. I would recommend Sea of Rust for a good book on that topic. Nice. 16 days in Italy sounds like my dream vacation. I hope you'll vlog some bits first. I'll definitely have a vlog, but like typically my vlogs are like, the travel style vlogs that I do, so it's just like images without me actually saying anything to camera. But I will do hopefully a reading vlog as well for it. I don't actually remember whether I ended up doing it for Venice. I don't think I did, because for Venice I actually read The Mask of Mirrors at that point in time, but I think I never made that vlog. Like, I never processed that vlog. I just decided it wasn't good enough, I think. But hopefully the hopefully the reading the Neapolitan series in Naples vlog will actually happen. So I'm going to Naples and the Amalfi Coast. So the plan is to go to Naples, then the Isle of Ischia, not entirely sure how to pronounce that, to go to Pompeii, to go to Sorrento, which is on the Amalfi Coast, and then from Sorrento to Positano to Amalfi and then back. I think it was the diary thing that didn't work for me, because we see snippets of events over 4 years. Each character has about 40-ish pages per person, so not really invested into characters. Yeah. I mean, I like multi POV, but the sort of like diary entry structure can really work well, but sometimes it just really isn't a thing. It's like sometimes it's just like takes me out of it the way that it's structured then. AI brain isn't working. Okay. See, this is the issue. There is too much to see there, because my colleague who's Italian, who he was also like, yeah, and then you can go to Capri, and then you can go to the Herculaneum, you can go up on the Vesuvius. Like if you go to Amalfi, then you can also do this. If you do Naples, then you definitely need like at least 2 days to do Naples, maybe 3 days. And I'm like, I don't have that time. So I have already sacrificed the Vesuvius, because I don't think it's worth it compared to the other things that I want to do there. So I think like the Vesuvius is the easiest one to let go of. And then Capri and Ischia, he was like, yeah, they kind of have a similar vibe, but Ischia is still more like authentic, whereas Capri is very much just like a holiday destination at this point. Like the rich go there for to relax and stuff like that, but it's kind of like it's not anymore like the basis of why people were going to Capri like 50 years ago or so, whereas Ischia is still very much less discovered. But yeah, I think that the Herculaneum, yes, it will be great, but I'm choosing between either Pompeii or Herculaneum, and then because of the name, I'm choosing Pompeii. A very nice area. But see, now you're gonna make me gonna make me hesitate. I'll have to ask my colleague again, because he went to both. I know that he said that the Herculaneum is bigger. He didn't necessarily say that he would recommend it over Pompeii. The Amalfi Coast. Are you going to do the Amalfi Conqueror challenge while you're there? No, but I am going to do a few hikes. Like there is a sort of like state park near the town of Amalfi on the Amalfi Coast, and there you have a few hikes that leave from there. And then there's also something called the Path of the Gods, which I will also be attempting. I mean, attempting. It doesn't sound that bad, because there is also a Path of the Gods that kind of connects what was it, Bologna and Firenze, maybe, like, so a multi-day Path of the Gods. That would be more like a challenge. This one is just like, I don't know, an 8 mile hike, I think. No, an 8 kilometer hike. So here you say Pompeii is bigger. Okay, Pompeii is bigger, but we did Pompeii and Herculaneum on the same day. Busy day. Yeah, I mean, maybe if it's possible, I might do it, because I'll probably just like move to Pompeii in the evening and then sleep there, so that I have the full day of Pompeii. But if I can combine it, if like I get to Pompeii in a quicker time period, then I could still combine it. Herculaneum is much smaller. Pompeii is very hot and full of tourists. Herculaneum has more houses still standing, but not a lot has been excavated yet. So, okay. I'm hoping for less tourists. Should also check when it is in my schedule, because ideally it is during the week and not in the weekends. Thanks for the recommendation. Gonna look for it. Yeah. I wouldn't choose one over the other. They work best in combination. Yeah, so if I can do them in one day, possible, but otherwise I just don't have the time. Like, I mean, it depends, of course, but I like my initial idea for my holiday was like I just want to go to the south of Europe and like spend 2 weeks in like one coast town, sitting by the sea, reading a book. And then when I was like thinking about where to go, like it would have been the south of Spain or south of Italy. Then I thought of Amalfi, and then the whole thing started with like too many recommendations from my colleague, but also like looking into the Amalfi Coast and being like, yeah, I don't just want to be in one place. I'll be moving around, and so now it's like, yeah, where is this like lazy, relaxed holiday of just me sitting in the one same spot 2 weeks long reading books? But honestly, that's just because, that's the type of holidays that I typically do. I don't typically do the like we call that like the what do we call that? I don't even know what we call it. It's like the type of holiday where you're just in a one place and you're just like sitting by the pool the entire time. We typically do that like since a few years, me and a friend do that like once 1 week in a year, but like during the winter time in Canary Islands. Um but we kind of like normally for like our destination, if we go to a new place we've never been before, then I tend to like want to see everything. I want to make the most of my time there so that in the end your holiday is not actually relaxing anymore because you're doing so many things during it. You're taking so many more steps than you would typically take in a day. After my week in London, I had to recover for like 2 weeks because my back was hurting me so much. But so yeah, this is what this holiday has turned into. So I am going to prioritize like the Amalfi Coast and Ischia part because that is like hopefully relaxing. Except as I already indicated, I'm going to be hiking. So yeah, probably this is not going to be a relaxing holiday after all, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm in any case already hoping it's like less of a hassle. I won't be going by train in the end because it's just too much of a hassle to go by train to Naples. So I'll fly to Naples and then all the rest is done with public transportation, so trains and boats, because that'll be the fun thing. And at the Amalfi Coast, you can kind of move around from town to town with a water taxi. So that's what I'll be doing there. I feel like I've spent this entire chatty bit talking about the Amalfi Coast. Uh, I will start The Insiders by Mark Oshiro tomorrow or a bit tonight. I've never read a Mark Oshiro yet. I always chose a city near a beach so I can combine the two: Athens, Valencia, Lisbon, all very fun places. Yeah, I personally don't have like a mixed relationship with the beach because I love water, but I hate sands. So I actually prefer like to swim in a pool than to swim in the sea, but I love the feeling of being in water, and I love the sound of the ocean. It's just that sand. I need a pebble beach, though those are also very painful. It sounds so great. I should really do a vacation again sometime. Yeah. I just got back from Utrecht, but like my last holiday, London, I really enjoyed and I also really looked forward to it. But it's like a different type of holiday just because I've been to London so many times. So it's kind of like to some extent coming home. And even though like we did all sorts of stuff that we've never before done in London, it's still like familiar territory, whereas this is kind of like going to a new place in a language I don't really speak, though like I speak Spanish, so I do understand Italian to some extent when they speak it, but like it's much more of a discovery and like much more of what I like about travel, which is like exploring new places. So it's to some extent feels like my first holiday this year because I've only done places that I've already been before. You have someone take care of the cats when you're gone? Yeah, so I still need to ask them actually, but my upstairs neighbors, they normally take care of my cats. Used to be my colleague because he lives in the street next to me. But like he's currently somewhere else because they're doing renovations. But so because of that, I moved to my upstairs neighbor as a caretaker, and they actually combine really well because since she lives in the same building, I feel like my cats kind of know her smell because Buffy, who's normally always hidden when somebody else is taking care of them, has actually hidden from never hidden, yeah, I guess, from her when she came over. So that would be the perfect arrangement. I haven't been on vacation for over 6 years since I got my first cat. I don't want to leave them. Yeah, I definitely am like bittersweet. Like I definitely have some hesitation about that, about how often I kind of leave them. But yeah, I do decide to leave them after all, um, in order for me to be able to travel. But I get that. I get that you prioritize the cats over that. But you can definitely take some shorter trips, of course. But that's not the same, of course. Like for a 2 or 3 day trip, you can definitely, like I would say, you can definitely leave the cats for that. I don't feel like they like Buffy didn't even go into her shy mode for my weekend here in Utrecht. I guess since it's two cats, they're not so lonely. I hope so. I hope that the person who takes care of them also kind of spends some extra time with them when I'm not there. This one will definitely just like demand it because this one is very social, so she will definitely be demanding her cuddles when Emma comes over. Well, I was just about to say we need to go into a sprint, but let me first say hello to Rosie. Hello, Rosie. We are going to do one final sprint, 40 minutes. We were running over a little bit in the chatty section here, but see you guys in 40. That was the final sprint, guys. Hope you guys did well. I landed on 89% as indicated. Um, and I will still continue a little bit because I have like 6 minutes left in my current chapter. But yeah, I think I have some like 11% progress or something in Kushil's sign this time around, which for this particular book is pretty good progress for me. So here's hoping that that means that I will indeed finish it still this week. Um, let's see, where were we? I'll be here in a bit. I've been reading all day in Madship. Gonna make some food now. Yeah, you were the other person who was also reading Madship. Oh, I'm so curious to see what you guys will think of it. I'm sorry. But I should do them again next week. Always do 3 sprints normally every week. Yeah, I'm not gonna read that out because I feel like I'm just like interfering in people's private conversations when I'm talking about when I'm like reading out their conversations to one another. So you were reading, switching between a book about Wicca and So We Meet Again. Yay. Is your pet called Hagrid? Sup, girl. Yeah, I saw the new pictures. They're so big already, but they're so cute. They have such a like interesting color to their fur. It's like very beautiful. Exactly. The cute cat pictures are always welcome, right? 40 pages, 90 pages to go. Nice. I read 3 chapters of A Time of Dread. But so A Time of Dread is like it's not the first book in the new trilogy, right? It's like one of the standalones or what? Or is it no, it's not the third book in the first trilogy, right? The third book Last Arguments of Kings, that was the third book, right? So it's one of the standalones, right? I think A Time of Dread. Didn't read much, just worked on a TBR game. Nice. I absolutely need to get to editing because I'm not in the editing is my least favorite part of booktube, and so I am definitely need to do some editing because there's like normally I was going to come out with a video that kind of shows like my TBR at the beginning of every quarter, meaning 1st of July. We're almost at the end of August and I still have to bring that video out there. I did in the meantime film it, but it's been like a month that I still haven't edited. Okay, your husband. First book, so it is the first book of the second. Or like it's a different series. Is it right? Because I now see the cover in front of me. Is it in the First Law universe or like I don't know. I don't know why I'm so convinced it's not the first book in that second trilogy. But maybe it is. And I'm just completely wrong about that now. But I feel like what are they? Let's see. Oh no, you said something else, right? I'm completely wrong here. Now my brain has caught up to what you are saying. First book, second series, John Gwynne. Right, right. It's the John Gwynne series. I have yet to read any John Gwynne, but one day it will happen. How are you enjoying it? Because is that the one that's also set like in the same world but like a totally different time? I am on my end, I'm very eagerly awaiting the arrival of the Liar's Knot because on Bol, when I ordered it, it said that it would deliver at the latest on the 23rd of August. And since this is on my August TBR, I would very much like for it to arrive so that I can actually read it because it is one of the longer books. But so for my TBR, like Magical Read It on TBR and stuff like that, I am pretty okay except for the fact that I need to read Ship of Destiny, and I've just started only now. And like the other sort of like bigger stuff that I have on there is then that Liar's Knot and the Justice of Kings. So I basically have made it appear as if I'm really, really on top of my magical readathon by just reading everything that's short at the beginning of the month. So here's hoping that the Liar's Knot arrives. Like, I mean, to be fair, as I indicated, I'm still reading Ship of Destiny. So while I'm still reading Ship of Destiny, I probably won't be starting the Liar's Knot in any case. But I just want that comfort of knowing it's here already. Though I guess in like worst case scenario, I can like read it in the ebook, because I actually also read the ebook for the first one because I didn't bring the massive book with me to Italy. I like it so far, but it's a little different. Okay. All the war battle stuff in Lochlands is a bit much right now. I think I'll go to bed now because I have to get up before 6 a.m. Oh no. Yeah, me too in principle if I want to go running, but we'll see what happens with that when 5:30 and my alarm clock happens. But good luck and sleep tight. Hopefully it'll be a nice wake up tomorrow, though can I wake up at 6 a.m. be nice? Who knows? I did the opposite strategy with Magical Readathon, starting with the four big fancy books. I mean, that is the better strategy, in my opinion. Better strategy is doing like the big chunky stuff in the beginning, but it didn't work out that way. Like I did definitely. That's why I'm also a little bit impatient with Koshiel's sign at this point in time, just because it's like my first big one that I wanted to get out of the way, and I would have been much happier to have gotten to the midway point of the month and have at least finished that first chunky one, especially since it's not the chunkiest of the books. Ship of Destiny definitely is, but with Ship of Destiny, at least I'm doing the audiobook though. I don't know. I have it on Audible now because Script, of course, does not allow me to listen to Ship of Destiny anymore this month. But it's much quieter, I feel like, than it is on Script. So when I put it on max volume, I sometimes still miss a line or two because of the noise of the cars. Stressing out, both magical readathon and getting up so early. Yeah, getting up early is never fun. But like if it's for like just the one time, then depending on what's the reason is, it might be fine. Like if it's for something exciting, then I feel like in those particular cases, I'm always worried that I will have struggle like to wake up and I might oversleep or something like that. But typically, it then actually ends up happening that I will just like be awake right before my alarm clock or something like that. But magical readathon, yeah, for me, I think it will be fine. I mean, I can also change some things around in case I need to. But I was hoping to put some extra stuff in this month, and that's what's I'm now a little bit like thinking that's probably not gonna happen. Though I also need some breaks from these massive books as well. So maybe I'll just put like another comic or a graphic novel in there. I still have like the Saga Volume 10, and then like The Girl from the Sea as a graphic novel that I could potentially like quickly get in there. I have to get up early to catch a plane as well. Yeah, lots of getting up early. Oh, hello. Hey, Tufty. I'm late. Only noticed the live just now as I turned on my Xbox. What have I missed? Reading. We are rounding up right now. So, yeah, we will be talking again next week. You have another opportunity to sprint with us next week. But yeah, you didn't miss much. I think I did talk about like my upcoming Italy holiday in the previous chatty bit. I laid out my entire plan for that at that point in time in case that interests you. But aside from that, we just talked about like movies as well and like horror, stuff like that. Yeah, it's because I have to supervise an exam. Okay, so that's not exciting. No. It's the most boring. Exactly. Oh my god. When I had to supervise, because I used to be a teacher for 2 years or so, it was so difficult to keep my eyes open. It's just like have to like get up and move around. And like when I was a student, that would kind of stress me out. But now I'm like, oh, these people were just trying to stay awake. Understand it now. Especially if I want to have one more hotel breakfast. I mean, definitely hotel breakfast is the best thing, right? comics. I have two comics going my way. Nice. I have lost track of the week. It has been full on. I mean, I also only scheduled these sprints like this afternoon while I was at work. The next week's sprints will happen, but I also still need to schedule them. I would promise that I will do it sooner, but I know myself, so it's very much possible it will once again be me planning, like scheduling them Thursday afternoon for a live show in Thursday evening. You are more than welcome. Have a good night's sleep, and hopefully the wake up won't be too painful tomorrow. And thank you, everybody, for being here and reading with me. I'm very happy that I did them because, I feel like a little bit of an accomplishment for having at least proceeded some 10% into Kushiel's Scion. But yeah, see you guys next week for sprints, and see you guys on Discourse and stuff like that for like in the meantime. So yeah.